You're welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to be talking about the introduction to business law, or we are going to introduce company law. And the main purpose of company law is to regulate the formation, activities, officials, and winding up of the company as regulated by the Companies Act. We shall start by defining what a company is. A company is a legal entity separate and set apart from its members or shareholders. When a company is registered, it becomes separate from its members. It has its own powers. It can sue and it can be sued. It can own property. It's brought into existence by registration procedures laid down by the Companies Act. Let's look at the types of companies. The types of companies are divided into three. We have private and public companies. We have limited and unlimited companies, then holding and subsidiary companies, and we are going to look at each of them. Let's start with private companies. Characteristics of private companies. Private companies can be formed with a minimum of one member. It limits the number of members to 100. Then it also restricts the transfer of shares to other members. And it prohibits the invitation of the public to subscribe to the shares using the prospectus. And there is a quorum of at least 2 members to attend the meeting in a private company. There must be a minimum of at least 1 director, and it may be formed with limited or unlimited liability. And those are the characteristics of a private company. Then public companies. The characteristics of a public company. First is that it can be formed with a minimum of 2 members. Then it requires a minimum of at least 2 directors. There must be a quorum of at least 3 members to attend the meeting. It can issue a prospectus inviting the public to acquire shares, and it has no limit on the maximum number of members that can be formed with the company. Then part B is for limited and unlimited liability companies, and we shall start with limited liability companies. Liability refers to the extent or degree to which members of the company will be personally held responsible for the financial or other problems of the company. Here, when the members are responsible for all the problems of the company is what they call liability. But if there is limited liability company, it means that they're liable, but to some extent. Yeah. Then an example, a public or a private company may be categorized into company limited by shares and then company limited by guarantee. Companies limited by shares. A company that is limited by shares is a company whose memorandum of association limits the liability of its members to the amount unpaid on their shares. When the company is winding up, the members are only supposed to pay the amount that they did not pay when they were buying the shares. Yeah, and they are not liable for the remaining debts. Then company that is limited by guarantee. The liability of members is limited to such amount as they have undertaken to contribute to the assets of the company in the event of winding up. Like in a company that is limited by guarantee, members decide that in case the company is winding up and it has debts, every member shall contribute maybe 2 million. Yeah, and it's the only amount that they're supposed to contribute, not less and not more. That's what we call companies that are limited by guarantee. And these are commonly found in charitable organizations, religious institutions, research institutions, and they are mostly the current bodies that are referred to as NGOs. Then unlimited liability companies. There is no limit on the liability of members. Members are liable for all the debts of the company on winding up. Yeah, in case the company has a debt of 200 million on winding up, the members are supposed to pay all that debt. and that's what we call unlimited liability companies. The members are liable for all the debts of the company on winding up. Then part C is for holding and subsidiary companies. A holding company is a company that holds majority shares in another company that is called the subsidiary company. And that was all about the introduction to Business Law 2. We talked about the definition of a company and the different types of companies. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share with your friends, and watch my next video. We shall be talking about promotion of companies.